Okay, y'all, so we are looking at a really good example of riding the five. We are looking at FUBO, FUBO, and we're looking at the 5 minute chart. But at the beginning of the market, we had our MACD, our 5 and 50 cross, which is a bullish indication, and we also had our MACD crossing, which is a second confirmation to enter this trade to the upside. And from the time the market opened, again, we're looking at the 5 minute chart and we're looking at it live, so you may see it move up and down as of now. But the market opened, we had two confirmations, one before the market, one right at the market, and it actually, this riding the five, this stock, the candle stayed right above the 5 EMA from it, let's say 9:30 until we're at about 10:50, 10:55. And again, it may come down and test this area as long as my next candle is not below wherever this candle closes. Once it closes below the five, I don't want to see it make lower lows, but this is a really, really good example of riding the five, staying in the staying in the trade based on the 5 EMA. This is the 1 minute. So even if we were looking at the 1 minute and we were just doing as a scalp, a little bit more like information on the 1 minute, but you can tell that we are still above the 5 EMA. That's the most important thing. It looks like it's pulling back now. So I will be looking to get ready to get out of this if it closes under here. My MACD is giving me an indication that look, it's getting ready to go down. My RSI is giving me another signal that it's about to go down. So I would definitely be watching, but this would have been a really, really nice trade at the open to ride the five. So yeah, pay attention to the 5 EMA, the 5 EMA, the MACD crossing, which is here, and we had a 5 and 50 cross here. We are above the five. I would not make a decision until the close of this candle because our next candle will really be our deciding candle. Sometimes I've gotten out of a trade and it really wasn't time to get out of the trade. It did come down, but it didn't close. It ended up coming back, closing above the five, and it continued to the upside. So you want to be careful at that. Make sure you wait on the candle to close. And it looks like we have about another minute for this candle to close. So you don't want to make a decision based on, it's probably going to do this because it came down, because it did the exact same thing here. It came down and or here it came down a little bit, and then it went up. So you want to make sure you wait on the candle to close. That is very, very important. So again, this is a very good example of riding the five, candles closing above the 5 EMA. Again, this is my concerning candle here. This will be my deciding factor. I will wait and see what this candle is doing. Again, we're looking at the 5 minute. See how we went from above the five, which candles are above here, to below the five. Now would be my concern here, because this candle here closed at one amount, which was, let's see, the low of the candle was 314, and this candle here is at 313. So I need to be careful here. I'm going to go and look at the 1 minute and see where, yeah, I would definitely be out or looking to get out. It looks like it could very well find support right here at this ATR trail and stop, which is very strong support. So, or look, our 5 and 50 could very well cross to the downside, meaning that this is probably done for the day and it could very well make its way back to the downside. So that's something to think about. Yeah, I would definitely be getting ready to exit, if not already out of this trade. Just looking at what I'm seeing on the charts, this is the 1 minute. Again, that would have been a nice trade from the beginning of the market at 9:30, from 297 to 319, depending on how many options you had. That would have been a nice trade. And you see how it comes down. It looks like it's finding support here on that ATR trail and stop, but it's having trouble right here with this 50 EMA, and we have a 5 EMA. So that's kind of like some resistance that it could very well break through, or it could continue, get pushed back down to the downside. But the main thing is to make sure that you wait until the candle closes, because if not, you would have gotten out of the trade and you could have stayed in and made a little bit more in profit. See here how we are under the 5 EMA. However, we have not closed, and we're still trying to get back above, but now our 5 EMA is resistance. So we will have to break through this and close above this in order to say we are back above the 5. Right now it looks like it's struggling at this place. So I would definitely be careful if I was in the position, which yes, I would have probably been out already. I'm a scalper. My mindset is to get in and get out. But it looks like we very well may find support here. So that's something to think about. Are we going to find support? Normally, I would go in and set an alert here to let me know that once it is below this area, I definitely need to be out of my position, or let's bring it down a little bit more. I definitely need to be out. Yes. So we are looking again at Fubo, and riding the 5, being above the 5 EMA. This was a great example. We did have some reversal candles here that let us know that we may start moving back to the downside. The MACD start pointing down. The RSI gave us a signal. So these are different things that you have to definitely pay attention to when you are looking at your charts. You have to make sure you're able to look at things all, what is my puzzle showing me? What am I seeing? What's before me? So you're putting it together piece by piece. I'm looking at the 5 EMA, I'm looking at the MACD crossing, and I'm looking at my RSI. And as you can see, I go to different time frames just to see, where am I going to have trouble? What's causing it to stay up? And right now, if it breaks below this $3.12, I know we have broken through that support area, and it could probably continue on to the downside. And again, on the 5-minute chart, the 5 EMA was our resistance place. So if it gets above this here, which is $3.14, so it's kind of like between this little area right here. Support is here, resistance is here. Well, it looks like we have broken through that. Let's see. Are we going to close under this? Let's see. So I'm going to create another alert. It just let me know that we tested that place that I went in and put. Are we going to break through this? That is what I need to pay attention to at this point. Are we breaking through? We are under the 5 EMA, which would be a concern if I was still in a call to the upside. It's telling me that I'm under the 5, that I need to not be in a call or getting ready to get out of the call if you're not already out. So it looks like we're breaking down at this point. So where is my next support, which will be the 5 EMA on the 30-minute chart, which will be about right here. So I would watch this area. It could very well come down, find support, and continue to the upside or continue to the downside. That's just something that we have to watch and see. Yes. So we broke through that level. That was the alert to let us know that we have broken through that level. It broke through that strong support. It needs to close under this because it could very well come down, touch this, and bounce back to the upside. However, our 5 and 50 has crossed, and it looks like we are going down. If you look at the MACD, it is pointing down. RSI is pointing down. Everything is showing us that this is going down. So we had a nice run up. Looking at the 5 EMA, we had a nice run up above the 5 EMA. Now we are closing under the 5 EMA. This is a really, really good example. And if you look right here, our MACD is crossing to the downside. So it would have given us an indication that our upside move is over for now. Not saying that it can't go back, but if we would have entered the trade around, here, that would have been a nice profit. Go ahead and take your profit, get out, and start looking, if you want to trade again, to the downside. Listen, try not to get overwhelmed with it. Riding the 5, you're above the 5 EMA. It started closing under the 5 EMA. Where am I going to have trouble? Is this going to be support? That's why I use the moving averages. Is this going to be support? And it looks like it is dropping. It is coming down. Yeah, so this is the VWAP. Is it going to find support on the VWAP, or is it going to continue to the downside? That's something to think about. I hope this is very helpful for you. Try not to get overwhelmed with it. Use your moving averages as support and resistance. Pay attention to your 5 EMA, your MACD crossing, and your 5 and 50 crossing. If you can just, pay attention to those things, you will have profitable trades, and having the discipline to execute when you see, to the upside or to the downside, getting in or getting out. That's the most important thing, having the discipline to get out of those trades. So I hope this is very helpful for you. Stay tuned, like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. For more helpful tips, let me say that, tips. I am Miss Dee Dee here at the Filling Station. Have an amazing day today, y'all, on purpose.